In this video, I will show you how to sum numbers if the cell is equal to a specific value in Excel using three methods like this. So let's get started. Here in this Excel sheet, I have some order data containing product code, color and amount. Now I want to sum the total order amount if the product code is P01. I also want to sum the order amounts if the color is blue regardless of the product code. In other words, I want to sum numbers if the cell is equal to a specific value. To sum the cells equal to a specific value, we can use the Excel SUMIF function. The SUMIF function returns the sum of the values in a range that meets the specified condition. This function accepts three arguments: a range, a criteria, and an optional sum range. Let's first sum the amount if the product color is blue by typing an equal sign in the target cell to start the formula. Now type SUMIF followed by an opening bracket. Since we want to compare the color, let's select the range of the cells containing the product color as the first argument. Since we want to sum amount of blue colored products, let's type blue in the double quotes as the criteria argument. If the color is blue, we want to sum the amount, so let's select the range of the cells containing the order amount as the sum range argument. Type the closing bracket and hit the enter key to complete the formula. As you can see, we now have the sum of the order amount if the product color is equal to blue. Let's sum the numbers if the product code is equal to P01. I will use the same SUMIF formula, except that I will select the range of the cells containing the product code as the first argument and P01 as the criteria argument, like this. As you can see, we now have the sum of the numbers if the product code is equal to P01. We can also use the SUMIFS function instead of the SUMIF function to sum numbers if the cell is equal to a value. The SUMIFS function returns the sum of the values in a range that meets multiple criteria. We can specify more than one pair of range and criteria using this function. Please note that the order of the arguments of the SUMIFS function is different from the SUMIF function. To get the sum of numbers if product color is blue using the SUMIFS function, I will select the amount range as the first sum range argument, product color range as the second criteria range argument, and blue as the third criteria argument. Similarly, to get the sum of the amount if the product is P01, I will select the order amount range as the first argument, product code range as the second argument, and P01 as the criteria argument. As you can see, we now have the sum of the numbers if the color is blue or the product code is equal to P01. We can also use the SUMPRODUCT function to sum the numbers if the cell is equal to a value. Here is the formula to do that. This part of the formula compares the color cells with the color blue using the equal to sign. This comparison returns an array of 5 elements containing true and false values. A true value is returned if the cell contains a blue color, false otherwise. The Boolean multiplication operation converts the true and false values to 1 and 0 respectively. These 1 and 0 values are then multiplied with the respective amount cells. The amount cells having the color blue are multiplied by 1, thus remaining as is, and the other amount cells are multiplied by 0, thus becoming 0. This multiplication operation returns an array of 5 elements containing 12, 0, 0, 18, and 0. Finally, the SUMPRODUCT function sums up these amounts and the result of that is 30. Let's also sum the amount if the product code is equal to P01 using a similar SUMPRODUCT formula. This time I will compare the product code sales with the product code P01. The rest of the formula remains the same like this. As you can see, we now have the sum of the numbers if the color is blue or the product code is equal to P01. Watch these videos for more Excel tips, tricks and how-to tutorials. If you found this video helpful, please like the video and subscribe to our channel.